Hello, Brady. Today we're gonna lay some pipe. That joke is not funny. Let's get to it. So we're gonna go ahead and hook up this thing here. So you're probably wondering, what are we making today? And today we're making chlorine gas. bruh. We're making chlorine gas today, literally. Because we need to get bismuth to make the actual thing. Apparently it costs bismuth now. Sad. Actually, uber sad. What am I gonna be talking about with you all? Well, the vacuum refinery is our goal. Correct. And we've seen that the vacuum refinery looks pretty painful. Doesn't it? It's really not. But what is painful is the bismuth, or arsenic, required to make it. So each one requires a bismuth. How do you get bismuth? Well, glad you asked, because the only ways to get it are the RBMK, or through, or processing. As a product, it's only, or maybe from the Watts reactor. I actually don't know. Crucible casting. Now you see here there is bismuth powder. This is made from crystalline bismuth fragments made from seared tungsten ore, which is going to be at some point non-existent from the game, I assume. So that's why our efforts have been focused on getting bismuth, because apparently I didn't even think about this, but we need bismuth to make the thing that I thought we could make without bismuth. I didn't think about how it needs bismuth to make it. I completely forgot about that part. But it doesn't really matter that it needs bismuth. I don't really care. It's just something I was going to do anyway as a thing that I was thinking about doing. And we are going to need a bunch of these. So, hop to it. That will give us 6. So that's... What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a basically single open loop for the RBM... No, for the Xernox plant to actually output its steam into the new combination oven room. And that should basically allow us to run the combination ovens on nuclear power. Which is a thing you can do, but it only works with open loops. Because if you run it any other way, it's going to... I mean, if you run it on a closed loop, you have to have it constantly running. Otherwise, it will just stockpile heat and stop working. Which, not ideal. Because then you have a meltdown. And ain't nobody want a meltdown when they're just trying to cook some chlorine gas. Keep it in mind that melting down your reactor ain't exactly fun. But it is certainly fun to watch it melt down. That is fun. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that in real life. Just watch a reactor melt down, like right in front of me. Yeah, no, that's scary. Yes, one other thing. Petroleum wax. Now, we've been dumping all of our motor oil out over here. You know, I should have not been doing that. And I'm sorry, because I now know that I'm gonna have Fade telling me that I need to, or Fade will probably tell me when he sees the episode with these guys that I should not have been doing that. Bro's gonna straight up not be happy with that. I don't care. I just there is no use in motor oil, dude. Motor oil is not useful. The other option is to use the oil itself, which, I mean, we do get extra oil, but I mean, I don't really feel like I'm gonna be doing that, messing with that. So what's going on over here? Because I know it ain't clogged with that, so it's just doing stuff. Okay then. A motor oil. Engine lubricant. That's it. So if we just go over here and shift right click this guy, it should work and set this guy to be the thing. None. Wrong. That's wrong. So that's our engine lubricant. Now, to deal with the engine lubricant crisis, we will take batteries. that's right. Do we have any batteries? No batteries. I'm not trying to plug this stuff in. Just trying to get the job done. Ambient radiation generator? Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely plug it into this thing. I found this out in the middle of, in one of those buildings. Bro, why is there this haunts here? This horse. Get this thing out of here. Get this garbage out of here. Bro, I will slapticate him with the 175 damage sword in 2 seconds if this horse does not get out of here. Actually, let me go ahead and take care of this first. But I will do it if he does not get out of there by the time I return next episode. Okay? So this is the ambient radiation generator. Now, how does the ambient radiation generator work? Well, let me go ahead and show you how to make the ambient radiation generator work perfectly. So, you see these nuclear waste barrels? Well, let me not pick them up. Okay. Can I pick up one of them? Yes, I can. Fantastic, because our armor actually does not provide us the radiation protection. The other stuff does. So, I put that there. That's going to make the chunk all nice and spicy. Right? As you can see, this guy is building up energy. Now, if we had another barrel over there, odds are things are going to get spicy. Each barrel makes the environment a little bit more spicy. Okay then, add another barrel. And these are actually very dangerous barrels. You want to be very careful with these because they can explode. 4 radiation per second, 10 radiation per second. Let me throw it on the ground. Let me get over to the place. And then so I can place this and then go boom. And then run over here. Don't shoot these with a rocket launcher. They will go boom. Oh man, I just barely made the jump. So there's 4 of them. 35. It's at 35 now. And the thing is that it's not actually making the environment radioactive because the ambient radiation generator itself seems to actually counter it. Which is weird. But it actually is working safely. Like, I did not expect it to work this good. This is an interesting setup then. Like, it actually may just be better than any other method of getting rid of radiation. Like, the radiation absorbers, they don't have anything on this, it seems like. Because that's like 6 barrels right there. I'm pretty sure the elite one could probably take 6 barrels. But the thing is that this is cheaper than an elite one, isn't it? It's actually cheaper than it, too. So, gonna throw this one right here while I go ahead and stack up more barrels. So now that's 2 barrels right there, and it is not doing any damage to the environment. It's getting this thing nice and charged. Oh my gosh. So the environmental radiation is up to 2 radiation, and this thing is handling 13 barrels right now. 0.2 radiation for 13 barrels. And that could also be from the actual nuclear reactor meltdowns that we've had. We've had 1, and the time since last incident is 3 days now. Actually, no, 2. I don't know. Don't know how long it's been. It's been like 2 days. I think I melted it down on like Saturday or something. Saturday night. Oh, it's been more than 2 days, probably. Now it is 0.5 reds. And this is going up to whatever. Well, we'll just cable that guy in because he's not actually getting enough energy from those nuclear barrels, but it is a little bit of a fun thing to do. And let's get to piping. So whenever you set up something, the question is, how the heck are you going to make it work? And, you know, I think I'm going to start here. Because this makes the most sense to start at. So, we have this here, which is a super dense steam line. Now, as you can see, there is a connection here, which I want to start this from this connection and go all the way over to the other thing. And this guy is also basically done with his fission reaction. And we'll have a bunch of stuff to process. We'll have tantalum, actually. Dude, we have tantalum right now. Are you all excited? Because I know I am. Anyway, let's get back to it. Okay, I am running a pipe through this building here. So this pipe is going to go over to the actual plant, where we're going to be running combination ovens for days on nuclear power. Now, the way this system works, basically, is that I have turbines over there, which will dispose of the steam if it backs up. And then it's not a closed loop, so it doesn't clog with extra surplus water. So I don't need to worry about surplus water being a problem. But I do have to take into account the fact that it is a open loop, so I cannot. Which I mean, Hey, you can connect stuff there. That is not a connection. There's no way that is a connection point. Okay, let's just. So, yeah, basically that's what's going on. Boom! There we go. That is an ambush right there. If you've never expected that, huh? You never expected that. Probably just scared like a dozen people. Fish jump scare. Anyway, what the heck is going on here? So we're hooking in the new pipes, which are gonna run directly underneath every single section of the facility. Unfortunately, I mean it's just how it is usually. Usually when you do piping, it's always messy. Just how it should be. You should never not have messy piping. It's always the most fun. So before we connect anything, I'm gonna make sure that these two separate lines are both set to the dense steam. Not ultra. It's ultra dense steam. Not regular dense steam. Do not do super ultra dense steam. It's regular dense steam. Regular ultra dense steam. Whatever the pipe says, it's what it is. And the pipe is telling you it's ultra dense steam. So it's ultra dense steam. Okay, trust me. And I'm gonna fill in the ceiling with some of these bricks that I don't really need right now. Okay, put some of them in here because I don't really need them. Okay, let's go. So now we need to set the heat exchanger up to what it needs to be. So if you have multiple of these running at once, I don't recommend having it set to 400. But I can set it to 400 because I am not going to have multiple of these running at the same time. So I can do that if I want. Or at least I don't think I will. But there's one other thing you have to keep in account, is that this guy will clog if it gets too much. So, while I can run him at 400, and I can do this safely, to some degree, I need to make sure that he doesn't get clogged, which is the hard part. But it's actually not that hard. You just gotta know what you're doing. And I'm pretty sure I am an expert at this point. So let's go ahead and set up a central disposal area for all of the stuff. So it's gonna be super dense steam coming out of here, because when you run one layer steam, it always becomes the next lowest layer steam. So this is gonna be super dense steam. Now you could run this back through the turbines if you want to. I am just gonna dump it because I don't need the energy. I don't really need the energy. That's why I'm not running those things on super turbines or whatever. And the reason why it's convenient to hook this up like so, rather than, you know. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Let's actually just see what happens when we turn on one of these reactors and set it up to like the max temperature or whatever. So here we go. This is really high temperature. It's producing the steam. It's not backing up with steam. Steam is going over to here. Steam is also going to be going over to there, because it needs steam. So, I mean, it decreases the energy production. However, if you use a valve, which you can use a valve, you don't have to worry about it. It's set to ultra dense steam, so it should be connected. Not sure why it's doing this. Oh, shucks, I did the wrong type of steam. It's supposed to be super dense steam. Oops. Well, I need to get out of this hole so I can check and make sure everything is good and A-okay. Let me check here. You are producing steam, yes, yes. And then over here we have the actual stuff, which should be coming out is gonna be dense steam. Which, I mean, it's just you gotta lower everything a tier, because I was way in over my head when I first set this thing up. So, I mean, it's steam. Super dense steam. And that should be hooked up. I might want to go down there and check. Okay, let me go and tell you all. You need a separation valve. Let me go and explain what that means. We need to set a valve that blocks it on one of them. Specifically, the closest one. Because the steam will always travel to the closest thing, I think. So, simple. I just need to make a valve. I mean, it's not too hard in it. Right? I mean, it can't be that hard. And it doesn't need to be a redstone valve. It just needs to be a regular valve. just because I need to be able to manually switch this on and off whenever I want it to be running or whenever I don't. And then if it decides to go into this thing anyway, yay, that's fantastic. So this is one of those things you're going to want to turn off your Xernox reactor when you do it. You can't do this with the Xernox reactor on because all the steam will just pile up and explode. Yeah, you don't really want that now, do you? So, we are going to need to hook up the super dense steam here before it reaches the other stuff. So, this way we don't have a massive explosion where everything gets destroyed. Oh, one other thing is that I have to, if I connect it here, then it will work. Okay, let's go ahead and hook this up. So we're going to set up the valve here, super dense steam valve, perfect. And then we'll set up our super dense steam pipe there. Turn this thing on, because now that valve isn't on, this guy should, he's building up steam. He's building up steam, dude. Hold on, shut that thing down. What is going on here? What in tarnations is this? Okay, we gotta follow the pipe. It's clearly a blockage on the pipe. Hang on a second here. I think I realize what's going on. And I don't like it. The fact of the matter is, I ain't plugging this stuff in correctly. I plugged it in wrong. Put this in here. Buh. Look at it. Okay, so now with that tiny bit of charge we just made for this guy, we actually just made like this thing run like super good. Like the tiny amount of energy that we've put into this guy has made him run at a really high temperature for like a few seconds. Let's go ahead and turn it back on. So now this should just run. And it's getting rid of super dense steam. It's not getting its water back. But if we head over this way, you'll see that everything is coming down here. It's finishing. All the steam's coming out. And it's a lot of steam. Because this thing is going through a lot of steam. 690 dense steam is being produced, dude. It's got a temperature of 52,000, which is pretty nice. And we're running this on nuclear power. Now, if you really wanted to, you could run the next guy over here on this steam. On the dense steam, and you could keep going down till it comes low pressure steam. So it goes, yeah, you could go dense steam, steam, low pressure steam, and dispose of it, and then this guy could just be a regular guy. I think we'll do that. Anyway, you'll see this yellow liquid in here. This is not urine, okay? Do not drink it. It will corrode you from the inside out. Now, let's go ahead and take care of stuff here with this. Chlorine gas is finished, right? Now, what that is used for is inside of an acidizer, which I'm going to set up probably on my own. Actually, you know, we'll save that up for its own step, but we'll automate this process because we actually have the stuff all together to automate it. Surprisingly enough. But that chlorine gas will basically be used to make the stuff and things that we need. Notably, the petroleum wax or paraffin wax or whatever. And then we can conveyor the paraffin wax into the... You'll see what we do when we automate this. Alright, okay? We are going to automate this together. This is one of those things that I think it's a fun thing to automate with you all. So I'm going to do it with you all. So we're going to hook up this and this. We're going to hook it up to the power grid. In the next episode, we will automate this together. The paraffin wax setup. Or not really the paraffin wax. It's just the... You know what I mean. It's just the setup. So we're going to take this. We're going to hook this into this guy if he's not out of range. Which he is. Unfortunate. Dude. Connection there. Connection here. And that is everything it needs to have for that. So that is fighting it with power. Hey, bro, you got power in there? You got power in there, dude? You got power in there? Okay, I'm gonna just connect it like that. That will make the paraffin wax. We can use a conveyor to get the paraffin wax out of there. Put it in an acidizer in the other room. Mix it all up. Which we need to make the acidizer next time. My goodness, the amount of acidizers I need to make. We're literally going to be at 5. But they're cheaper nowadays. And they look really nice nowadays, too. I like both the old one and the new one. I don't know what it is. The old one looks pretty good, but the new one, That one looks pretty good too. And it still has a ladder. Honestly, new one looks way better than the old one though. I think it looks kind of like the boiler.